Ciao! I have the hiccups and I need to start filming, so I'm just gonna have the hiccups, I guess. So today I'm pulling out the camera because I have some time. I'm going to be doing a collage of things. I'm doing a meal prep. Oh my God. I'm doing a fridge clean out. I want to experiment with some new recipes. Excuse me, a mix. A mix of everything. I'm so sorry if this is annoying you. It's annoying me. I feel super inspired to make some really, really yummy recipes because, because it's Monday, October 7th when I'm filming this. It's chilly, it's sunny, it's a beautiful fall day. It's no longer this really weird limbo state between summer transitioning into fall. So we're just gonna dive into recipe creation. I love a lot of squashes, but these two for sure, delicata and kabocha squash. I love the flavor of each of these. I love that you can eat the skins of each of these. Delicata is also really easy to cut. I love roasting the seeds of delicata, so that's what I'm gonna spend the time doing today. And one of my favorite savory spice blends. I love Baharat so much. It has cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, cumin, and cloves. So I'm gonna do some simple roasted squash. Today, I really want the flavors of the squash to shine, the spices to shine. I want to roast it at a high heat to get some good caramelization. I talk about fats a lot. I have a guide, an ebook already out to talk about my favorite fats to cook with on the Mediterranean diet. Pure 100% cold pressed avocado oil should be in a pantry staple. It should be in your rotation. I think one other thing that I really want to add complements the flavors of Baharat and squash is pomegranate molasses. It's one of my favorite staple ingredients. I use it a lot in the fall and winter. It's like a sweet syrupy ingredient. You can use it as a condiment, so like similar to like balsamic vinegar or something, just to like pour on top. Like it's a sauce in itself, but I also love to use it within things or to flavor things. One of my favorite things ever to snack on, one of my favorite go-to put on the top of meals, enhance a salad, crispy chickpeas. Absolutely love crispy chickpeas. So a little update. I did the squash, it's in the oven. It smells incredible in here. Now started on the chickpeas. I have a method for very crispy chickpeas where you drain them, rinse them, dry them off pretty well, pop them in the oven 5 minutes just to get them hot and extra dry, so that way the avocado oil and the spices really stick to the chickpeas. And then because they're so dry, they've also kind of started to pop a little bit, and so they just get into the crevices of the chickpea more. And I just think that before you go to put anything on the chickpeas, they should be hot and dried out. So I'm basically drying them out a little bit in the oven for the next 5 or 6 minutes before dousing them in the spices and avocado oil and everything. And then like 85% of the way through, when the chickpeas are ready, I'm going to add in what I'm drying right now in the sunlight, which is the delicata seeds. Delicata, I love their seeds so much, but they burn so easily, so they only need to be in the oven for like 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm just gonna use all the liquidy, yummy goodness that's coming from the chickpea stuff and kind of toss it together with the delicata seeds. And then I got into thinking about more things I would want to quickly kind of meal prep today. Flavor wise, we have some onions that I thought I could use up. It has been so long since I've cut an onion because I always cook with shallots. And I was cutting a red onion for the pickled red onions. I can't even open my eyes, they're burning so much. I have the most sensitive eyes in the world, and I've tried everything. I've tried the like wet rag, open flame, I don't know what it is. My makeup is going to be in shambles. Look at this, the mascara, oh my God. This is why I never cook with onions. I hate this. One of my favorite things to make, I've made this like so many times with you guys already, so it's nothing new. It's pickled shallots or red onions. I like to do a little bit of sumac, red wine vinegar, honey, salt, and then boiling hot water. Super quick pickle. They are ready in a few hours. So gut health is a huge part to the Mediterranean diet. So many foods are incredible for your gut on the Mediterranean diet. I mean, the Mediterranean diet in itself is great for gut. You don't need to like go on a super specific diet for gut health unless you have very specific issues, but overall, if you just want a happy, healthy gut, eating the Mediterranean diet will do that. But there's very specific foods that help. Pickled is one of them. Our gut health is increased with warm foods. Your body is cold, so it wants warm things. And there's still a way, like people put this label that warm, comforting, cozy foods are heavy and unhealthy and indulgent, which it doesn't have to be. For the most part, we're not gonna be eating a lot of raw foods as we move into the colder seasons, unless you live in the South and it's not gonna be that cold. When I'm busy, I don't, you know, obviously no one wants to cook, right? But there are some things I'll make in the moment. For the most part, I rarely ever meal prep seafood. For the most part, I can come up with 2-minute, 5-minute meals, pulling things together, this or that, but I wanna have as much prepped as possible. So something that is raw to eat and seasonal during the winter months I like to eat is kale. This is dino kale. There's a bunch of different types of kale out there. So kale is amazing for us. If we were going to eat it raw, it needs to be massaged. That's not made up. Like, you do need to break down this fibrous vegetable. So many vegetables, so many beans and legumes. Yes, are they amazing for gut health, but too much can cause a lot of disruption. Such a sturdy leafy green. Leafy greens, superfood. Like, if you are trying to increase your anything in your life, get some more dark leafy greens. Variety of kale. Sometimes I like to get the curly kind of purple ribbed kale. Sometimes I like to get this more dinosaur kale. Any variation you can incorporate constantly. Think about why we go out to eat, because we want to try new menus, we want to try new dishes, we want to have fun. So like, romanticize your life and try to have fun in your own kitchen. I also love to think when I'm meal prepping, if I have something cooked for a long time, roasted, spiced, there's a lot of flavor, a lot of spices, but not a lot of herbaceousness. I'm a zesty, herbaceous queen. I think for everything that is cooked for a long time, you want something fresh and herbaceous to go with it. Oh yeah, baby. So I'm gonna toss this squash and then do the chickpeas, and I will come right back. All right, back to the kale. First of all, I just have this left over. This is chimichurri. Chimichurri is one of my foundational sauces. I talk a lot about sauces. That is all part of the January topic. Today I'm focusing on the chimichurri, which is just parsley, cilantro, spices, olive oil, jalapeno. So it's got a little kick to it. It's originally from Argentina, but they use it in the Mediterranean. There's so many variations of a herby sauce. I have a lot left over that I needed to use, and so I got 2 heads of kale. And then kale will last 4 or 5 days in the fridge, already prepped, ready to eat. The volume should go down by half as you're massaging it. That's when you know the kale is tender enough. You literally need to massage it for like 5 minutes. Caroline, that's obnoxious. Your health isn't obnoxious. Like, eating yummy, healthy, delicious greens and wanting to feel good eating them. If you just ate this kale as is, first of all, it would be so tough for our teeth to eat raw. Secondly, you would be having so much gas. Do you want me to lie about that? Let's be mature adults here. Okay fam, so I wanted to make like 2 more recipes for today's meal prep session, but I have to eat because I'm hungry and move on to other work things. So I'm gonna put a pause on today, but we did make some delicious stuff. The massaged chimichurri kale, the crispy, beautiful chickpeas and squash seeds. Are you ready for this? Okay, that wasn't good. Let's try one more. So crispy, so delicious, toasted, nutty, didn't burn them. Notorious for burning stuff. I have the roasted squash, that turned out utterly delicious. And then I have the pickled sumac red onions that will last me probably a month in the fridge. And you're like, Caroline, all you made was the components for a salad. You're not wrong. I'm thinking about putting them all together and creating a super epic salad. And then my last little thing that I did, as soon as the food came out of the oven, I turned the oven down to 350 and I whipped up really quickly my pumpkin protein bread that I owed you from the last vlog. I promised I'd show you guys this recipe. So easy, 1 bowl, simply just stir it all together, put it in a loaf pan. So the thing about it is a super thick batter, because that protein powder is super absorbent and there's just no oil or anything in this batter. You want to make sure to level it off as perfectly as possible, because if you leave like some dollops on top and it's like not perfectly level, the bread bakes as is. So that's just like a little note that it's like a super thick batter. Great snack, great breakfast option for the fall, even winter. Pumpkin's still in season in the winter. And that way, while I wait for this to cook, I was able to clean the entire kitchen, except for the trays that are still hot on the stove. I'm waiting for those to cool and soak those, and then I'll clean those. And I packaged everything. Fun little hack if you're wanting something baked and breakfasty or sweet, to whip that up lastly, because then your place smells amazing. It takes super long usually to bake something, so you can clean as you go, and so then once it's done, it's like such a rewarding feeling. And now I have something for breakfast or to snack on. So good, meaty, flavorful, delicious, satisfying. So satisfying. I made a salad. I made an epic salad. I added Castelvetrano olives, because the best olives in my book. And then I added feta, because feta is delicious and it really went well with everything. And then some dates because I wanted something chewy. I'm a huge texture person. How to make a super satisfying salad is of course hit all your micro and macronutrients, but also hit your textures. And so I love dates and feta together. They're like an amazing combo, like the super salty briny feta with the super caramely chewy dates. Perfection. Salty olives, the kale is so overdressed, and I kind of did that on purpose. I don't know what to even say. I just am gonna eat it. Oh my gosh, so good. This makes me so excited for fall. I'm so happy fall's here actually. I'm a summer girl, but embracing fall. I love the flavors, the spices. It's so light and healthy. Could add some quinoa, farro, bulgur, any kind of whole grain to this dish. Probably eat some eggs or protein or some kind of something. But if you wanted a complete vegetarian protein with the chickpeas, I would add like a grain to this. Ciao. It is Monday, November 4th. Hopefully the day you're watching this. It's the day I'm uploading this. I've got my sleeping beauty in crime, partner in crime. Hi. She like has this thing where she nuzzles up into little areas. I needed an outro for this video. I just finished editing it. I don't know what time it is. I think it's almost noon. How is it November? I'm sorry. I'm sure you've already heard that like 3 times already since the start of November. How is it November? How was this past weekend daylight savings? I really wanted to add more to this video, but a part of me also needs to keep it simple or else I'm never gonna get it up. So it's already been almost a month since I filmed that, and obviously so much has already changed. So I know it's kind of, I don't want to say it's irrelevant. I feel like I still shared some value and interesting things, but it was nothing like epic about this video. I feel like I didn't really do anything new or revolutionary or anything with this video, but I was like, I might as well just put it up because if I try to add anything else to it, it'll be December by the time I get it up with how crazy life is. Like I said, I cannot believe it's November. I actually took the time this morning when I was having my little morning coffee and wake up hour. I mapped out almost all the video themes that I have for the rest of the year. Just to stay on track and like still deliver. I have some ideas that I literally had last year that I'm excited to do this year. I'm thinking of doing a recipe video on like 3 recipes that are really cozy and hearty and warming, but like I said previously in this video, that are still light. So that's an idea that I have. I also have an idea for how to stick with your Mediterranean lifestyle and diet during holiday season. Again, none of the tips will be revolutionary. I'm just thinking of like creating a little video on like maybe just like a lifestyle vlog and sharing like what I try to keep in mind, like 10 things I try to keep in mind during the holiday season that aren't just for staying on the Mediterranean diet as much as possible, but also living this modern Mediterranean lifestyle. So I think that would be an interesting video. I want to do a video on gift giving, making homemade treats, something other than cookies and like breads, because I feel like breads and cookies are like such a holiday treat to give, but there are so many other treats, especially like when there's a time of so much sugar, like so many other ideas. If your love language like mine is cooking, like that is my love language, I get so upset with myself because I'm like, I have no other skill or talent than like cooking, and like what if people don't like food, then like what do I give them? I have this big issue where I hate showing up without giving someone something. Like if I show up to someone's house or if it's been a long time since I've seen them, I'm like, my immediate thought is like, oh, well, what do I give them? In a world of so much sugar that we're about to enter during holiday season, I think it'll be fun to share some like gifts that you can make, because you know, Mediterranean lifestyle, Mediterranean diet's all about homemade and sharing from the heart that aren't just cookies or pumpkin breads or apple breads or gingerbreads or whatever. I think that'll be a fun video, long story short. What other videos? I'm so excited. This is my first Christmas in this house. I am so excited to decorate for the first time. My mom and I are actually going to start really early and break the rules and start decorating early because we just want to enjoy it for longer. Especially because it's the first time we've decorated in this house, so it's like, where does everything go? It's going to be trial and error. So I think I'm going to vlog a lot of Christmas joy because for the first time in like several years, I am stoked for Christmas. And I don't want to get overwhelmed, and I don't want to get stressed out by it, and I don't want to feel all the blech that comes with holiday seasons that I've felt since I've become an adult. I actually like want to lean into the joy of Christmas and like the joy of like finding presents for people and thinking about presents instead of like, oh my God, I have to spend this money, and, you know, perspective. So that's what I'm leaning into. Which also leads me to asking you guys, what would you like to see from me this holiday season? Whether it's certain recipes, maybe expanding upon kind of the topics that I've talked about, like things you'd like to see during holiday season relating to the Mediterranean lifestyle, the Mediterranean diet, or just like any questions that you have or like videos you enjoy watching during the holiday season would be so helpful to know. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was simple, but maybe simple is better sometimes. Maybe I need to start embracing simple, right? Digestible, just enough. I'm always like, what more? What more could I add? What more could I do? What more could I, and maybe it's just like, maybe that's enough. Just put it out there, you know? All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, I hope you create a very, very zestful day. Ciao.